this right here is really special, man. This means a lot to me, man. Welcome to the Meet You Where You Are podcast platform. And man, it is an honor to be here with you, man, because not only you are just a different energy, right? And a lot of people don't realize, like, and recognize you for all that you do. They may just know you for acting. They may know you for the TV, film, you know. They may know you're a celebrity status, man, but you're a real life philanthropist. Like, you for the people, for real. You know what I mean? So,
thank you.
Without
man.
further ado, man.
You are too.
Oh man, I try to be, you know.
It takes one to know one, and
I appreciate it.
No, man, it's true. You know, you don't have to thank me for the truth. That should come free.
Right.
And what you said, it really touched me. Just as when I first met you, and seeing the impact, your brand, your message, and just you as a person, your pursuit of your purpose through your talents, through your gifts. I think we all have this entrepreneur spirit. And more importantly, now we shifted from the fifth dimension, from the third dimension to the fifth dimension. We're no longer the victims, we're the victors. On December 21st, 2021, that was the great alignment. And it's so good to see young brothers like yourself economically empowering yourself and others through your entrepreneur spirit.
Hey, I appreciate it. I really do. So, without further ado, man, I just want to really quickly introduce the one and only DARRIS Love, aka D Love, man. How you doing, man?
Blessed and highly favored.
Man, that's what's up, man.
Yes.
So, this right here, welcome to the Meet You Where You Are platform. I'm pulling up on you, meeting you where you are. So what we're doing is we're tapping into where you are in 2021, present, current day, and then we're gonna just backtrack a little bit and then speed us up to date on how you got here today and where you are. So if you could just touch on a little bit about what you got going on right now. I know it's deep and I know it's a lot, maybe a lot of information. We're gonna do a few segments, man. So yeah, what's D Love got going on today in 2021?
Well, first and foremost, I gotta give all praises to Ahayabah Shem Yeshaya Wawawat, the father of Adam, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Whether Muslim, Christian, or Hebrew, it is now time for us to align with the divine, for we're in the sixth seal. As you can see, I stay fringed up, and I have my shofar, which is the tool of war, battle that blew down the walls of Jericho. This calls on the spirits of our ancestors, and the spirits of the blood of Adam, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Again, my name is DARRIS Love of the world. I'm here to DARRIS with love. Big shout out to my brother Cameron Love and B Love. This is the brand. This is what it's about. Love conquers all. Coming down from the Tents and Tabernacle, the first meeting I had to take was with Brother Mel. He had blessed me to go to the Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 13 historic towns, through the mayor, Derek Smith, honorary mayor and ambassador to the 13 historic towns in Oklahoma. I formed a real estate company with my partner, James Ward. And that company is called Transformed Living Possibilities. Because once you become transformed, you're able to live in the possibilities of your purpose. A lot of us struggle with perception versus purpose. A lot of us chase the money, chase the fame, chase those fleshful or idolized things, thinking that will fulfill us. But all along, you were created for a purpose. And now that I've been aligned with the divine and on my purpose, which is forming this national trust. I won a United Nations award. And,
nice. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that's big. That's really big.
It's not just me. It was 40 of the top black, I would say most influential people of African descent, not just black. Black is a color. It's not a nationality. Right. And for instance, a lot of us don't know this difference between Africans and African Americans, allegedly. So they're Hamites.
That's a fact.
We're Shamites. And so getting into understanding our history and our culture and what time it is, we formed the National Trust through the United Nations network called Ace Media TV. We're in 195 countries. We're in over 80 million homes, 600 million smart devices, and we're launching our first show called the National Trust, which is part of the Global Good News Network. Within this global United Nations backed network, I formed the Global Good News Network 20 years ago. And instead of us focusing on negative news, we now have positive news, and not just news, but testimonies of all of the different products we source through the Global Good News Network. Part of those products being GSTD, Global Sustainable Technology Development. Our real estate development company, JV, Living Transform, Living Possibility, JV with Global Sustainable Technology Development. And we have have eco-friendly, self-sustainable products that are fireproof, windproof, and bulletproof that we'll be developing on the Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all of the 13 historic black towns, utilizing the National Trust podcast on the HBCU channel. I know it sounds like a lot,
man,
but what's great about it is this brother was the first endorser and sponsor and affiliate to be able to utilize his brand so that when you purchase his brand, those proceeds goes back to the National Trust, which goes back to developing these towns and lands for you.
Yo, you hear that? That's what's going on in 2021. We didn't even tap into how we got to 2021. I told you it was going to be real deep, man. I hope you got your notepads out. We're going to take a real quick break and come back, all right?
Oh, crazy.
Yo, we are back here on the Meet You Where You Are platform with no other than Mr. DARRIS Love himself. DARRIS, bro, and you got to tap in and just take us back, journey with us, or let us actually journey with you to your past. Where you from, you know, what you've been through, your career, everything that led you up to this point. If you could just touch on it a little bit and let the people know what's going on.
100. Y'all know me, started out first black on Nickelodeon, from Watts, moved my family out of Watts. The blessings of the Most High helped my family. My mom and dad, strong, young, independent family that believed in love and was able to accomplish all things through love. Being the Loves. Grew up on 97 Avalon and Colden in Watts. You know what I'm saying, by the Will Rogers Fish Market. But I played football at Darby Park in Inglewood with all my dogs.
Oh, you played football?
Played football, baseball, basketball. My little brother played with Deshaun Jackson. We all grew up, you know, very tight-knit, Holly Park. So my grandmother lived on 1615 108th Street. That's Washington High School across the street. I lived down the street from Locke. I used to come from Locke area in Watts, come hang out in my grandma's, meet the whole neighborhood, 111s, all of the whole neighborhoods.
Wow.
And from coming from the East Coast, I always, you know,
from the East Coast?
East Coast crib, you know, like
out here,
East Coast,
got you. They don't know the difference. I'm thinking, they might be thinking New York.
They know what I'm talking, you know, the neighborhoods.
The neighborhoods know,
right.
Real native of LA.
Yeah, real native, man. Like from going from the neighborhood, from Watts to coming to Inglewood, it's two different sets.
Right.
And it's a third set in Watts, which is Grape Street. Shout out to Dro, Big Dro. So it's a lot of things that I learned that because of these leaders seeing the difference in me early. People come up and be like, man, you gonna gangbang? I'll be like, no, I'm not. They're like, you gonna bang on me? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, my heart ain't in something 100%, we gonna lose. They're like, dang, that's gangster. I'm like, being gangster is staying true to yourself and staying true to who you are, right? See, gangsters follow. Soldiers take orders, but warriors have none.
Yo, take notes of that, man, especially for the youngsters out there, man. Do not be influenced, be your own person. Look, you can come from the bottom of the bottom. You hear the story and still rise to the top, but you have to have that leadership mindset, and this is exactly what you have, man. You came from this.
Yeah,
born and raised in it.
Because that's why I played all the gangster roles. So you see me on gang tapes, you see me as Mondo on Janky Promoters, you see me on Waist Deep, you see me in all of these different films, but more importantly, it kind of bothered me when I decided to opt out of the Tupac opportunity. When I formed The Truth About Tupac with Asher Underwood and Layla Steinberg, Tupac's original manager.
I was checking in on that.
Yes, sir. We ended up getting over 1 billion minutes watch time, 250 million viewers, and 1 million subscribers. And for 7 years, I trained playing Tupac, went in the boxing gym with Freddie Roach. Big shout out to Wild Card Boxing Gym. I went and studied with all of the different engineers and rappers and the family members of Tupac. I stayed in Oakland. I want to say big shout out to Mama Faye, rest in paradise. I want to say big shout out to William Lazane, Tupac's uncle. I want to say a big shout out to Setua and Ray Love, who's carrying on the whole fund and the trust of the family of the Shakurs. It's been a privilege and honor for people to say I'm the Kobe Bryant, Tupac lookalike, but 30 years of acting in the game, in front of the camera, and took my money from Magic Johnson being a business manager. Jim Brown helped raise me at age 7. They always taught me that success is responsibility, and success also, richness is a mentality, not a material, right? Anybody could rock some fashion, some clothes, but what are you going to do with your success? How are you going to impact others? How are you going to multiply that success? And I know we talk about that, but a lot of us have become individuals, right? And God's going to ask us, what did you do in your life that was other than for yourself? So it's about who could be selfless, not selfish.
That's deep, man. Yo, I had no idea, man. Magic Johnson put you in the entertainment industry.
Well, he was my business manager. So it's crazy, right?
Right,
so
that's
I witnessed,
amazing.
Magic Johnson himself. I witnessed him build this billion-dollar empire. Big
Right.
shout out Drake Johnson. That's my boy, Johnson Boy Wonder. Go to his Instagram. He's doing some amazing things in the NFT space. We were just at the Hollywood Bowl for the D-Nice. But the whole Johnson family, they always taught everyone around them, if you know them, work smart and not hard.
Yeah.
And plan your work your plan.
Right.
And one thing I witnessed Magic do was become an entrepreneur for the people. And that at a young age, while I was successful on TV on the #1 show at Nickelodeon, my aunt was an interior designer. She designed his home. She came and told me, she's like, my nephew's buying homes for his family. He's promoting concerts. I did a Wake Up Show tour concert with my money from Nickelodeon.
Right.
Outkast, Gangstar, Jay-Z, Boot Camp, and Wu-Tang before they had their first platinum plaque with Sway. We did the Wake Up Show tour.
Talking
I
about
funded
early
that.
90s.
Early 90s,
Wow.
okay?
Okay.
And I learned quickly about investing my money. Big shout out DF Enterprises, Dorsey Fuller, Darius Farley. I was hooked up through them by Sean Jones, the Super Bowl champion from defensive end from the Green Bay Packers. Him and Magic Johnson were serious business entrepreneurs. And they got me my first IRA, took me to Edward White Accounting in Calabasas in Woodland Hills, got my accountant right, got my IRA right, taught me about investment and money. And I became bit with that entrepreneur spirit, which is how I own a water, mineral company, a farming company, hemp company, and food. And now this Global Good News Network, which working with Dr. Sabi and understanding holistic approaches and modalities in healing. Now we're going to share that on the Global Good News Network, like a 24-hour positive news network where we empower people with the jobs, we empower people with the water, the minerals, the Dr. Sabi products, and allow for them to have jobs. Instead of just giving them a great conversation and motivation, we want to employ them and empower them and impact them to activate them. That's what Magic did for me. He activated my entrepreneur spirit. And right now with you, this is why I'm so honored to see this entrepreneur spirit among young brothers and brothers like yourselves and our sisters in our nation. And it's time that we have a platform to where we can now become, again, not the victims, but the victors.
There it is, man. Hey, you heard it. This is too much info for you to get in once, so we're going to take another break and get back, all right? D-Love.
Shout out Soul Folks, baby.
Yes, sir. Man, we back at the Meet You Where You Are podcast with no other than Darris, Mr. D-Love. We are in the building, man. I got a few questions, man.
Let's get it.
Man, now that you took us through your journey of how you got to where you are, man, it all makes sense that Magic Johnson was kind of like your mentor and molded you. Such a business mind, man. And so I just want to touch a little bit on how we met. And if you don't mind me telling my version of the story.
Yes.
Which led us to here we met in 2020, right before pandemic, right? And I met a lot of celebrities. I actually used to work in Hollywood myself. And when I saw you and I approached you with my business card, hey, I got the apparel, the hats and everything. This is all organic, man. You were the only one of the few that reached back and really tapped in with me and was like, nah, man, I really want to mess with you. There's something in you. And here we are in 2021, in the pandemic, still doing work. You put me up on programs with the Black Wall Street agenda that you actually have going on in Tulsa, and I'm super grateful, bro. So I appreciate you, man, on camera. You know what I mean? On camera, man, 100%. And another thing I want to add, man, a lot of guys in the industry lose their souls, man, but it seems like you just kept yours. How did you manage to just to keep your true, natural soul, not lose it to the industry? Like, I know the struggles in that game. It gotta be tough. The temptation is real. It's a different level.
Man, this is a great question.
Yes, like, come on.
I'm a great person that I definitely have to spread the truth to. I represent the truth. Being a Hebrew Israelite, God was always something that was first and foremost.
Right.
Even before I got into the truth.
Right.
I was a truth seeker.
Okay.
When I was in church, I would see the white Jesus, and I just didn't, something 100%, it's like I do it all or don't do it at all. That's why I used to tell the gangsters, I can't join your gang. Right. We gonna lose, my heart's not in it.
Dang.
So just like in Christian churches, I would see nothing against Christianity because as Hebrews, we believe in Christ. We baptize, we believe in the blood, but we believe that, like in Revelations, he looks like us.
Right.
But it's not about a look, it's a blood thing, right? And so what I've been able to do was, having so many friends, Jewish or Jew, Christian or Muslim, last name Love, I just went with love.
Oh man, it was born, it was already written.
I just dared this with love, and I put love first, and I learned to listen, quick to listen, slow to speak, and be able to relate, Find the things that we all related in versus the things that divided us.
Right.
Because the Christ, if you notice, that Christ says in Matthew 5:17, I didn't come here to destroy the law or the prophets, but to fulfill them. Christ came down because he was the head father of reconciliation. Like Adam was the father of sin, Christ is the father of reconciliation. Right? And so we have an example through him. What did Christ come and do, right? He came and loved one another, right? If you love God with all your heart, right? And that means, and I love God like I love you. It says, love your brother like you love yourself. Would I lie to you? Would I steal? Would I kill? Would I commit adultery? Would I bear false witness, which spread rumors about you? And the last and most important of the 10 Commandments is remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. That's Friday to Saturday. And if you do those, you become blessed. And beyond my life, man, I have been blessed working in China, being Neymar sports agent, didn't know how to do that. Cleaning the water in Brazil, winning the United Nations Award, didn't know how to do that. Actually being on TV as an actor, I used to pray to move my little brother, who you met, out of Watts. We came home one day, Chance Love, my oldest brother, not Cameron Love, founder of Beloved. I came home one day, 16 people got massacred, and three houses down in an apartment. And ever since that day, my little brother, and it was a dope house, trap house, my brother would cry when he hear a helicopter or police. So I would pray, Lord, Father, please help me move my family out of Watts. And I was a young age, and God answered. I did Alex Mack. I did a Black History play where I was Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, MC Hammer, and James Brown. Got a write-up in the newspaper. Nickelodeon came and auditioned the whole drama class, and I booked that job, Alex Mack. And that was because I prayed to God. I put God first, and I was able to, most importantly, listen to when God blessed me, right? And what that was I didn't want to act. I wanted to play football. Really, that was my thing, right? But acting was a way to get out. And by me listening to the voice, it led me to all these things. So what I say to people is, you know the difference of right and wrong. You know when the voice of good is leading you, and you know when the voice is bad is leading you. I completely surrendered, submitted, and admitted, and aligned with the divine, and I've been in my purpose versus my perception, and all of these different accolades came. And most importantly, being the light and the love in a dark place is needed. It's my ministry. I call it motivational ministry. So it's important to go in these dark areas of Hollywood and make sure that people have love and have light. You see a lot of suicidal. You see a lot of substance abuse. You see a lot of people in prison by the success. And we as the 99% say, well, why is that? That is because you are not fulfilled until you go after the very reason of which you were created for. And that's why we want to meet you where you are. God wants to meet you where you are. And that's why this podcast is about explaining where people are and what it took to get to who they are and where they're going.
Exactly, man. You broke that down perfectly, man. Couldn't have said it better. Look, if you want to tap into D Love, man, you mind giving me information? Because you got a lot of information. You're not going to get it in just 3 segments, man. You're going to have to really tap into the guy, the man himself. So
absolutely. You know, DARRIS Love is my Instagram, IG. Facebook, like it sounds, DARRISLOVE. I'm here to DARRIS with Love. Go to the truth about Tupac or Bigger Picture Productions. We turned our truth about Tupac, truth about Nipsey, truth about police, truth about cannabis, truth about being a Hebrew Israelite into one Bigger Picture Productions, which is our production company. And now our new website is the National Trust that we're launching under the Global Good News Network. I appreciate you all. You can go to Ionic M to get the minerals, go to Electric Cell Nutrition to get the Dr. Sebi, the real Dr. Sebi product, and go to Global Sustainable Technology Development and Living Transform, Living Possibilities. If you need a eco-self-sustainable, bulletproof, fireproof development, and if you're interested in getting into farming and hemp, our Hemp 113 program, we're in 50,000 Circle Ks. I'm able to get you distribution in a lot of the C-stores, and I'm just here to serve. That's what Barak Abir Yasharel means. I want to say to my king, my brethren, my loved one, if you don't know, now you know. This is one of the official projects that we're doing in Black Wall Street. With the HAT, the whole family has done something. Head of Tire Trendsetters have done something that no other brand has done. It's the first time in history. They're taking the proceeds from their clothing to help the 13 historic Black towns to continue to be developed through our company, through our partnership. This is one of the exclusive jackets that was made. You'll see on my Instagram. I'm so thankful for you, bro.
Oh, man, anytime. You already know.
Your brand is
for sure.
For kings and queens, man. It's for royalty.
Hey, I appreciate that.
And royalty is loyalty,
I appreciate
King.
it, man. Hey, there you have it, man. We are out of here, y'all.
Go to the brand.
Yes, sir. D Love. We out.